All right, so we're going to talk about Batwoman. Batwoman, everyone's favorite CW show. Oh, wait, probably not because the ratings had a massive plunge. We're going to get into that. I know there's been a lot of ratings plunge videos, but this time it was a really big drop, which prompted me to talk about the show. They haven't had a single dedicated episode of the show in a while because if you don't know what's been going on the CW, that's right, the CW, they've had a crossover event between all of their Arrowverse shows. Crisis on Infinite Earth. Very iconic graphic novel. Definitely check it out if you've never read it. It's a very good story. They tried to do it. Whether or not it was good, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I really can't stand the CW Arrowverse. A lot of like love triangles and just unnecessary plots with like love interests. Like, you know, well, they're sapping it up. They're doing the teen romance thing. That's kind of the thing. And that's fine if that's your cup of tea. It's just not for me. And unlike, you know, these crazy NPC Puritan weirdos that want to change everything to fit them, I can recognize that this ain't for me and I don't watch it. And I'm not trying to cancel it for people. I could care less if this show gets canceled or not. I believe, you know, it probably should be considering the ratings drops that it's had. But, you know, I'm not the one. Money for the show isn't coming out of my wallet at the end of the day. So it is what it is. But this show seems dedicated to virtue signaling, which is, you know, this is what companies believe makes money. As you can see, the audience score disagrees with that. Now, I know people say don't fool with Rotten Tomatoes. The only reason I like to use it is because, like, this is really the best example that we can see the divide between critics and audience scores when they don't try to sabotage it. That's really funny what they did with Doctor Who, by the way. I kind of missed the boat on making a video with that, but they literally deleted all of the audience score, and then people just came back, and it became even lower. It got even lower. So I just wanted to show that people just really don't like the show. And a lot of that has to do with the show itself. The acting's bad, all of the virtue signals. It seems to wear that on its sleeve, and people just don't really care for that. So anyway, they did Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that caused all the CW shows to take a break, and pretty much they just, you know, on the show's respective time slots, they did a Crisis on Infinite Earths chapter instead. Now, the show finally has returned from the miniseries crossover into its own show again, and the ratings plummeted. And I find that funny considering, like, what happened. So they had the plot was Batwoman, not Kate, the woman in the bat suit. No, Batwoman herself, the costumed character, did an interview with Supergirl's alter ego, who is a reporter like Clark Kent. She decided to give an interview, which is kind of weird. So, okay, well, whatever. Batwoman's going to give an interview, right? The whole purpose, though, when she had Supergirl interview her, was so that she could come out as Batwoman. Batwoman's going to reveal who she is, that she likes, you know, hooking up with chicks. Like, what does it have to do with anything? What superhero does it? Hello, I'm Superman, and I enjoy hooking up with Miss Lane every so often. Like Superman doesn't parade that around. Like, that's not a central... It's usually not a central part of the character in their story. Now, I get who Kate is a part of that character, and it's always been that way. But that's just kind of weird. Like, what does Batwoman, who's supposed to be in the shadows and be mysterious, what does, like, who she likes to hook up with have to do with her character? And also, doesn't that kind of limit the number of candidates that you could pick for who she really is? So you kind of narrow it down there. Like, oh, hi, Kate. Oh, you enjoy women. Ah, I see Batwoman also enjoys the ladies. Huh. I mean, but whatever. It's corny. And what I found funny about it is even like woke websites and shills are saying, while trying to be out and proud, Batwoman gets a tad corny. I really like that headline because it's true. It's very corny. And it's just virtue signaling to virtue signal. Like, what does a mysterious vigilante's sexuality have to do with anything? Okay, we get that Kate is. That's fine. I'm not saying that that's a problem. That's a part of the character. But it's really, really stupid that Batwoman does an interview with the press to explain who she likes hooking up with, in the woods. It's a little weird, and it's not very realistic. It doesn't add anything. It's just being woke to be woke, and it's really, really strange. So naturally, people just aren't really digging this. And it was with this chapter that the ratings really, really plummeted. You'd see this is the first time it was under 1 million viewers. And if you look, it actually had picked up some steam from the latest one. So the previous chapter was 1209. That was at 1.7. Then it dropped to 0.77. And before that 1209 episode, on 1201, they were just above 1 million at 1.008. So they had a spike, which I would imagine had to do with them leading in to Crisis on Infinite Earths. And then they come back, the ratings are the lowest ever. Now, I can't say that it has to do with how corny and just stupid the idea of her outing herself with Supergirl to the press. That's really just such a stupid idea. It's just dumb in so many levels. It really is. It doesn't make any sense. It's got to be the wokest thing I've ever seen a superhero show do. But it just shows you people just aren't into it. The character's just really plain. She's got less range than Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. The character's just not entertaining. The comic book, actually, I don't know about anymore, but was pretty good when the original team was on it. I'm surprised they didn't just follow that to a T. Instead, they went with this weird, I'm better than Batman version. And because I did a video on this, they had alternate universe Bruce Wayne. And it was a big deal. They brought in Kevin Conroy. And I guess it's the first time Bruce Wayne has actually been seen in the Arrowverse at all. And what do they do with him? Well, they have Batwoman beat him and kill him. It's okay, we get it. The suit's now perfected that a woman's in it. People aren't digging it. So this is a humongous ratings drop. It'd be really interesting to see. I mean, they have a lot more to go because they did renew the series. It's getting a season 2. And it's going to be really funny to see just like a Limbo. How low can they go with the ratings for this show? How low can it go? I'm really interested to finding out because they're doubling down on it. They're going to keep it going, I guess. You gotta appreciate the tenacity that they have and the dedication to making this show work. I don't know. It's got to get worse, you would think, because I got to tell you that, let's go on an interview for the press in the Batwoman suit just to explain that she's into ladies. What's even it's just stupid to me. I don't really have any words for it because it's just dumb. It really doesn't make any sense. You're a caped vigilante. Why does anyone care? The character, Kate, is already out there. I mean, isn't that all that really matters? So it's just, I don't get it. I mean, the show literally runs on its wokeness. It wears it on its sleeve, for better or worse, but it does seem that nobody's into that. And now you're seeing the real ratings drop, and it's only going to get worse because I don't see this getting better. They would have found they're pretty deep into the season, and usually shows will find their footing by now. This seems to be where the show is going to go, and that's going to be the theme of it. This is the problem with shows like this, with these woke shows, is they're more worried about, doing woke plot points than an actual story. It's fine to have, diversity and representation and all that stuff. If it's done good, if it fits, if it's natural, you make it feel natural. You don't just wear it on your sleeve like this. And this is a prime example of just how horrible things can go when you put that first. And that's what this show does. It puts it first. What a stupid idea that was. And it's funny that even, shill outlets are saying, let's walk it back a little bit here. We don't need to go that far with it. I mean, that's kind of stupid. Let's maybe, let's dial it down 2 or 3 more points. Because they usually love this stuff. That's better than a plot to them. Like, oh my goodness, somebody's seeing themselves on the screen. Like that makes them go crazy with joy. But it's really funny when they agree that it's just kind of like, what are you doing? It's kind of weird, kind of stupid. Maybe I should go and start reviewing them for the channel. I wasn't going to do it because I figured it was just going to get canceled, but now they're giving it a whole season again. Like, we're going to get more of this, and I feel like it's only going to get worse. The ratings are super low. I think they're going to keep getting worse. That would be my guess. I mean, you had that character, like before it wasn't in a crossover, so you didn't have to watch it. You literally exposed the entire nerd culture to the character. Like people that were just watching Flash, which I guess is actually a pretty good show. I guess people like that show a lot. I know Ryan's Outpost raves about the Flash character from that show. I might check it out. I might watch Flash. I just these CW shows, man, they get cringy to me with the teen romance stuff. But nevertheless, Batwoman sounds like it's a glorious trash fire, and I wonder if with a whole nother season coming, how worse can it get? So I'm looking forward to seeing what the ratings are for the next chapter in this trash fire. I would like to see them get even lower than 0.7. That'd be pretty funny to see. So this show, who proves? Imagine you gotta be sitting around and like, let's approve that idea of her giving an interview as Batwoman and coming out. Like what? Okay, all right. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about this trash fire. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Are you watching it? Do you enjoy the show? What do you think about all of this? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, throw a like up. That'd be appreciated. Likes and comments are very appreciated. Best thing you can do with the video, actually. Share the video. Also, make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.